Hello guys, and welcome to another episode in a series where I look at the vehicles officially announced for the upcoming game Snowrunner. Today we'll be looking at a truck that already seems to be a bit of a fan favourite, and one that I personally am kind of excited for, the Chevrolet Kodiak C70, as it's being called in-game. The Kodiak's history is intertwined with the C/K series. It was actually originally developed by General Motors as a midpoint between the C/K pickup truck line and the larger Bruin/Brigadier medium truck line. In fact, the primary purpose of its creation was to offer a truck that was similar to the C/K range, but was powered by the Caterpillar 3208 diesel engine. The Kodiak series ran for 29 years from 1980 to 2009 and had 3 generations. It was stopped when General Motors decided to try and exit the heavy truck manufacturing market after market share decline. The Kodiak series all had single and double cab options, as well as sleeper cab add-ons. However, it's clear that the truck featured in-game has the single cab body of the first generation, with its iconic massive front grille. Although looking at the truck card shows that it may take mechanical inspiration from the later 2 generations as well, and we'll get to that later. The cab was actually based off the cab of the C/K series at the time, although to fit the far more massive engine, the hood was made taller and boxier and the entire cab was raised by several inches. Trying to find specifics on what engines the Kodiak series was fitted with is not easy. The fact their name was revived in 2019 is only making things more complex, and every website seems to have conflicting information. Despite this, I know for a fact that the first generation was fitted with a 205 horsepower, 10.4 litre diesel V8, built by Caterpillar that was prized for its fuel efficiency. There was also a version with a turbocharger that produced 240 horsepower. This was a good engine for its time, and later generations had a far greater selection. It's difficult to find what exact engines the second and third generations came with, but I found sources that seem to suggest that the most powerful engine the third generation came with produced 450 horsepower. This is an extremely powerful engine indeed. Whether the trucks in-game will have access to the later engines is unclear, but I think it's at least probable. The last thing to note is the fuel capacity. The stock Kodiak came with a 230 litre fuel tank and had the opportunity to be fitted with a second fuel tank of the same size for a total of 460 litres of fuel, which is huge, and I understand why they reduced its fuel capacity in-game to 200 litres. The first Kodiak came with a selection of wheelbase length options, one of which did have an overall length of around 8.3 metres, so they got that right, and so therefore it's very likely that they got the width correct too. It's however odd that the stock Kodiak will have switchable differentials, when in reality the stock Kodiak had no differential locks, but an upgrade package was available to add an automatic no-spin axle differential. The first generation Kodiak did not have any sort of 4x4 option available to it, and wasn't until the third generation when in 2005 a 4x4 variant came out. I think making the 4x4 upgradable in-game is therefore a pretty good compromise to this, especially as it makes the truck far more useful. The official role for the Kodiak in-game is heavy duty. From what I can tell, this role is for trucks that will be primarily for on-road hauling, but are far more powerful than normal on-roaders. I think I agree with this when the truck will be stock. It's not a very big truck, and its small road tyres and lack of all-wheel drive will mean that it probably would struggle in the mud, especially under load. However, I think once this truck has been upgraded with a far more powerful engine, off-road tyres, and its 4x4 mode, this will be a good off-roader. It must also be noted that the Kodiak has an especially small cab for its class. This could mean a lot of room for add-ons on its bed. The one failing of this truck is that the 200 litres fuel tank in-game is on the smaller side for an all-wheel vehicle of this size. This could mean that the range is pretty limited, but this is a small downside really. Just like with the Lodestar video, I was lucky enough to be able to find a buyer's brochure for this truck, which made my life a lot easier, and once again I'll link in the description below. I know that this truck has become a bit of a fan favourite among some. I don't blame them. That massive front grille is so iconic and cool, and so I hope this episode has done this truck justice. As usual, if I think I missed something important or got something wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing and checking out my channel. Thank you, and take it easy.